Hello, people of the internet. It is your boy Kishuishi, and today I know the audio is a little bit off. I'm currently actually at my job. I know some of you people who are watching are probably gonna get a little bit antsy, thinking, "Oh wait, did this guy just say the slur, the job slur?" Yeah, well, I recently got a new job that requires me to do absolutely nothing and just stare at niggas. So, yeah, if you just so happen to see a random nigga staring at you out in the wild, that's most likely not me, but I would be the nigga standing next to him. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about something that is a little bit closer to home, more so something that I think a lot of black people can relate to, if I'm being honest. Hold on one second. I just gotta pause this really fast. I think a coworker's coming up to me. Excuse me, sorry for the interruption. It was just a random person. I thought it was an actual coworker of mine. Oh, thank God. That would have been awkward. From their perspective, I'm literally walking around in circles talking to myself. Hopefully, when it comes to editing the audio for this, I can actually make it sound somewhat legible. I'm outside currently, and there's a lot of breeze, so you might be picking it up, but I have my back facing it, whatever. So, today I was going to talk about something that relates to black people, and I know a lot of you guys who have seen some of my content may have an opinion of me as a coon or someone that hates black people, which I'm not gonna lie, I do hate some niggas. Black people, the entire diaspora of the niggas that originate from Africa. No, I see a black person on the street, the first thing in my mind isn't, oh, this is a stupid fucking N-word, like, no, but obviously, context clues, common fucking sense. If I see a black guy walking down the street with his pants damn near passing the middle of his thigh with like a bunch of tattoos and a fucking grabber leaf sticking out of his ear, yeah, respectfully, I'm gonna say that guy's a fucking nigger. But, with that out of the side, I wanted to talk about being black. Well, not necessarily specifically being black, but being black and in the media. See, I'm a person like most of you. I like to see people that look like me when I watch a TV show. It's just a thing that everyone kind of needs. Especially when they're growing up. The thing is, respectfully, while I do like seeing characters that look like me, dark skin, big, brolic black niggas with dreads, I don't think everybody needs to be a big, brolic nigga with the dreads. You know what I mean? Hold up, you're passing by again. Okay, I kid you not, literally for like the past 4 or 5 hours, not a single person has interrupted me. And the moment I start recording, that's when this one lady walks by. Not once, but twice. Crazy. It's crazy how life works. But yeah, the point that I'm trying to make is not everybody needs to be a big, brolic black nigga with fucking dreads. You know, like, you, the prime example of what I'm talking about, the new Harry Potter show that's gonna come out on HBO the end of this year. Why the fuck are they race swapping Snape? Snape has literally been described in the source material itself to be a skinny, gangly white motherfucker who's so pale that you can't tell the difference between his skin color and literal snow. You don't. I guess the part in the book where they described him as dark, I guess they're taking that liberties and be like, oh, they say dark in personality, but how about we make him dark in skin? Yeah, that's really gonna get people in their seats watching this on HBO with their HBO Max subscriptions. Yeah, no, that's kind of dumb. See, what I would like to see more of happening in the media is more original characters, like for example, the Marvel Cinematic Universe or just a lot of shows. Oh, not even. Let me reel it back in because Marvel's not even the cultural zeitgeist anymore. Marvel has taken a back seat because everybody wants to be gay and representing every and anything, forgetting the fact that hey, if you try to represent everyone and excluding the people that actually watch your shit and not representing them, they're not gonna watch your shit anymore. This is why, respectfully, I don't blame white people for leaving fucking theaters when their favorite character that they grew up their entire life is now a black person. And for anybody who's like, oh yeah, you can't be, it's our turn, it's not racism. Okay, yeah, let's see what happens when they turn fucking Black Panther white. And I know some of you pedantic motherfuckers are gonna be like, well, they did do that with Bucky. Shut the fuck up, nigga, I'm not talking to you. Go touch some fucking grass. But what I would like to see more of, which I'm surprised no one in the black community has ever done this. Maybe I can see King Vader or like RDC World doing this if they actually keep growing and blowing up to the point of like Jordan Peele. But what I'd like to see is more folklore or mythology that takes place within the continent of Africa. I know some of you are probably like, what do you mean? Did you know that almost every single culture in the world has its own pantheon? Mind you, I'm sitting here at work. I could technically go on my phone and search it up and be more educated on this, but I'm not gonna do all that. But yeah, just like how we have Norse mythology, which, you know, we got Thor and then God of War taking that liberty, or, you know, the Greek mythology, Roman, all that stuff. We all have movies for those, or like series that go into those worlds, you know, very white, Anglican, European people. Why is it that in the year 2026, there isn't a fucking movie about Ogun? If you don't know who Ogun is, no, I'm not talking a guy from Fire Force, which, yes, the guy from Fire Force is the reason why I know who Ogun is. But Ogun is the equivalent. Fuck. He's the equivalent of Thor. But in don't ask me which African culture, because Africa has like fucking, I'm not 69 million trillion fucking cultures. I don't fucking know. I know one nigga from one part of the continent would probably square up with another nigga on another part of the continent, which is kind of representative of gangs in America, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I'll give you an example. Another example, like I said, Ogun. He's the god of, I'm pretty sure, fire and steel, which was really cool to see being represented in an anime of all things. Like, what the fuck do Japanese niggas know about niggas? Like, I understand Yasuke or whatever the fuck from Assassin's Creed Shadows, but you know, that's not even entirely accurate. But another cultural thing that I wish we would see more of, which technically has some type of representation in the not MCU per se, but like in the Marvel comics, Anansi. So in the Marvel comics, Anansi is like, I'm pretty sure he is the web, or like he's the god, the spider god that created all the Spider-Men, but he's a trickster god at the same time. But for those of you who don't know, in the real world, Anansi is a story that is from African culture, but moreover, in the more modern sense, or from my personal account, Anansi is a Jamaican folklore. How cool would it be to see a character on screen who is, you know, from Jamaican descent, who is basically, think of it as like a mixture of Deadpool, but more tricksterish. Like Deadpool and Loki had a fucking love baby per se. Anansi's a trickster. You know how come we don't do that? But instead, we want fucking Lupita, whatever her fucking last name is, to be Helen of Troy in the new Odysseus, or the Homer's movie. I know there's been a lot of discourse about that, which kind of inspired me to talk about this, because it's just like, yeah, I understand wanting representation in media, but can we make the representation in media be original? Like, why is it that we have to take something that a white person made and make it black? Like, in the black community, we constantly talk about how white people take our stuff from us, which, you know, respectfully, they did in the past. But now in the modern day, we're actively, and I know it's not the same thing, which is kind of wild. How the comparisons are like, oh, in the past, you know, something that's not currently going on, they did this, and that to us. And, you know, I understand that some of the things that happened back then still takes place or is a precursor of what's happening today. But that does not give us the excuse to now culturally you know, fucking gut what they made and say it's ours. Like, we're doing the same shit as them. And the reason why the comparison can't be one-to-one what they did to us and what we did to them, like, respectfully in the modern age, unless you're gonna be I can't even say the word that I want to say. That's so sad. Something like irrecoverable, I'm probably trying to make up a word that doesn't exist, but basically, if you want to do damage or violence that you can't recover from, that's the only way you can instill what white people did to black people in the past. So now the best thing we can do now is have a culture war. And, you know, who did this first, who did that first, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But if we're all producing original content and for people to experience, to share, to buy, please make it original. I don't want to see oh, this is Spider-Man, but oh, we already have that. This is Captain America, but oh shit, we already have that. Yeah, I don't want any of that. Instead of yeah, think about it. Captain America. I'm not gonna have no Captain Jamaica. You see what I mean? We already have Miles Morales, who's arguably better than Peter Parker, but you know, I am biased, but electric powers go far. But I'm gonna stop yapping your ear off. It's about 5 minutes away from the end of my shift. I hope what I said in this little rant of mine resonates with some of you guys. I know not everybody watches me as black. Apparently a lot of people that do end up scrolling on my content is like a gay white lesbian or trans. I don't know. You know what? I'm getting into territory. I'm just gonna keep talking and putting myself in trouble. So I'm just gonna end this and probably go home and beat my